All right, Miss Brittany, take it away.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining today. You will need, if you have blocks and a bolster, grab those. If you don't, then just get yourself some pillows or cushions, something like that. And we will start in a seated position today. So finding a comfortable seat. Wauwatosa is joining us today. Closer. And rooting your sits bones down into the earth. Allow the crown of your head to reach up toward the sky, stacking your spine. Your hands can rest on your knees or in your lap. Take an inhale, let your shoulders shrug up tight to your ears, and then exhale, let the shoulders melt down the back. Allow yourself a few moments, a few breaths here to arrive in your space, arrive in your body. You can close your eyes down if that feels okay. Allow yourself to dig in a little bit deeper. And then begin to scan your physical body, just noticing how you feel physically today. Taking note of any areas that might need a little extra love and support, and also paying attention to the parts of your body that feel especially good today. And then diving past the physical body, shift your focus to how you're feeling mentally and emotionally today. Without placing any judgment on that feeling, just allowing yourself to sit with it and see how that feels. And without changing your breath, begin to shift your focus to your breathing. Notice if your breath is short and shallow or deep and full. Notice where you feel your breath in your body the most. Notice where it spreads, where it feels like it might be a little stuck. Notice the pace and the rhythm and the temperature of your breath. And then place one hand over your belly, one hand over your heart space. Continue your natural pattern of breathing. And just begin to notice the rise and the fall of your hands, or the lack thereof. Maybe you notice that they don't move very much. Maybe one moves more than the other. Just noticing and being curious about that. And exhale all the air out of your lungs. Hold at the bottom. See if you can exhale a little bit more, completely emptying your lungs. And then take an inhale from your belly to your ribs and your heart space. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. And continue to flow through that 3-part breath, what we call Dirga Pranayama. With every inhale, allowing your rib cage to expand 360 degrees. So Not only breathing into the front of the body, but also breathing into the sides, into the back body. And then on your next inhale, float your arms up overhead. You can open your eyes if you'd like. Interlace your hands and then place them to the back of your head. So we've got these kind of elephant ear, butterfly wing things going on. On your next inhale, peek up towards the ceiling, arch the back. Exhale, draw your chin to your chest, elbows draw towards each other. Inhale to open. And exhale to curl in. So we're moving through a variation of a seated cat and cow here. And as you curve in and those elbows come towards each other, you can really tuck that tailbone under. As you open and peek up towards the sky, you can lift that tailbone up off the floor. And then bring yourself back through center, plant your hands on either side of your body, and then keep your right hand planted. Reach the left arm up and over. Continue to root down to the left side of your pelvis here. Inhale up through center. And exhale, switch, reaching to the other side. So a long line from that hip all the way through those fingertips. Inhale through center. And exhale, switch, just floating through this side body stretch. Keeping the side ribs opened up towards the ceiling. And once you feel nice and even, inhale, lifting all the way up through center. On an exhale, twist over to the left, land for just a moment. Inhale up through center, and exhale, switch. So we're just touching down in the twist, not trying to go super far yet. And next time you're twisting over to the left, you got your right hand on the left knee, left fingertips tented up behind the body. Inhale to sit up a little bit taller, and exhale, twist a little bit farther, looking over your back shoulder. And we'll stay here for about 10 breaths. And continue to keep the integrity of the spine. So if you notice yourself slouching at all, you can come out of the twist a little bit more. You want to work to get a little bit deeper in the twist. With every inhale, you sit up a little taller. Every exhale, you find a little bit deeper of a twist. And inhale to twist yourself back through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale to sit up. Exhale, peek over the back shoulder. And inhale through center. Go ahead and uncross your legs or take them out from under you, wherever you're seated. And then place your feet in front of you. Hands come behind you. Fingertips can point in any direction, whatever feels best in your wrists and shoulders here. And then just take some easy windshield wipers side to side. If you want to add a little extra into this, you can look the opposite direction of where your knees are falling. So we're working on internal and external hip rotation here. So as one hip is in internal rotation, the other one is in external. Maybe as you work through this, notice which feels more natural to your body. Again, just observing, not judging it, just noticing. Maybe one hip likes one thing and the other one likes something else. And then bring your knees up through center. Bring those arms up off the floor. And we're going to continue that side to side motion of the knees, but this time without the support of your hands. So the hands stay up off the floor. You might find yourself kind of scooting around on the floor, and that's okay. So continuing that windshield wiper motion. And then coming back through center, you can sweep the legs off to the side, come up onto all fours. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow here just to relax and release the spine. You can add some little extra unique movements here too, maybe kicking back at your tail, making C-shaped curves, or setting your hips back towards your heels, any kind of movement that feels nourishing for your spine and your body right now. Okay. And then eventually coming back to a neutral spine. And from here, begin to lift your left knee up off the ground. Flex into your foot as if you're trying to step on the ceiling above you. And then press that foot up. Bring that knee back down. Don't let it touch down. Open it out to the side. Bring it back through center. And then press it back up. So we're just going to flow through that a couple times. Continue to move with your breath. Keeping your foot flexed. And then as you bring it back through center, begin to straighten your left leg. Step your left toes, oops, knocked my lights off. Step your left toes to the right and peek over to those toes. And you can kind of rock back and forth over the toes. Give a little stretch to the calf here. And then bring that left knee back next to the right. Don't worry, we'll get to the other side. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take some time to pedal out the feet here, bend into your knees. Find any movement that you need. Maybe float forward to a plank and back a couple times. And eventually finding stillness. Tailbone reaches high to where the ceiling and the wall behind you meet. Take a couple breaths right here. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot between your hands, lower your back knee right away. And then root to rise, inhale up to a low lunge. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, reach. And exhale the cactus, the arms flowing through that a few more times. And then inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, plant your hands to the inside of your left foot. Tick-tock it out to the outside of your mat. And then roll to the pinky edge side of your left foot. You can use your left hand to press that knee open and away here. Maybe find some movement in the hip. And then coming back to the base of your foot, tick-tock it back through center so your hands are framing that foot again. And then here, if you have blocks, you can use blocks here on either side of your foot. And just flow through coming up, unbending your knee, coming up on the heel, and then planting your foot and bending your knee again. And then bend into your knee again. Plant your right hand next to the inside of your left foot and then reach your left fingertips high, coming into a twist. Maybe peeking up at those fingertips, keeping the shoulders stacked above each other. And then come back down, frame your foot, tuck your back toes, lift your hips up and back, three-legged dog. Eventually back to downward facing dog. And then find yourself back down onto your knees. Let your knees go out wide, toes come to touch. Walk your hands out as your hips meet your heels, child's pose. Take a few breaths into the back body here. And then walk your hands back towards your torso a little bit. Situate your knees back underneath your hips. We're coming back into a tabletop. You can take a couple rounds of cat and cow here if you'd like. And then taking all of that on the other side, coming through a neutral spine. Lift your right knee up off the floor, flex into your right foot, and then press that foot up. Try to stamp your foot on the ceiling. Bring the knee back through center and then open the knee out to the right. And try to keep a long spine here so we're not hanging our heads low or looking up towards the ceiling, but just looking straight down at your mat. And then bringing that knee back through center, straighten your right leg and step your right toes over to the left. Take a peek back at those toes, maybe rock back and forth over them. Give a little stretch to the calf. Then draw the right knee next to the left. Tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Settle yourself in. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step between your hands, lower your back knee right away, untuck those toes. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, cactus your arms, chin to chest. Inhale to reach. Exhale, plant your hands to the inside of your right foot. Tuck it to the outside of your mat. Roll out to the pinky edge side of your right foot. Use your right hand to press the knee open and away. Maybe finding a little bit of movement here in the hip. And then rooting back down to the base of your right foot. Tuck it back onto your mat. Maybe use blocks here if you have them, and then straighten and bend your right knee. Continuing to move with breath here. So exhale as you bend, inhale as you lengthen. And then bend into your knee. Plant your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Reach your right fingertips high. Breathe into your twist. Stacking the shoulders on top of each other, maybe peeking up at those right fingertips, giving yourself a little wave. And exhale to untwist. Plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, reach up and back, three-legged dog. Back to downward facing dog. Settle in here and take 3 to 5 breaths. Tailbone reaching high. Fingerprints spread wide. Heels are reaching down towards the mat, even if they never touch. And then bend into your legs a lot. Begin a slow walk up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold a little deeper, grab onto opposite elbows and take a few breaths just to ragdoll here. You can shake your head, yes and no. Make sure you're not holding on to any extra tension in the neck here. And then let the fingertips paint the floor again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeper, bend into your knees a lot. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms sweep up overhead, and then draw your hands through heart center. Plant your feet right underneath your hips. Close down your eyes for a moment. Really connect to the soles of your feet. Notice if you're dumping your weight all the way into your toes or all the way into your heels or maybe into one foot or the other. Allow yourself to rock side to side, back and forth. Kind of find an equal distribution of weight between both of your feet. And once you feel solid and rooted, you can open your eyes. Find a point in the space that you're in that isn't moving, something you can use as a fixed focal point. Start to really root down into your right foot as you bend to your left knee, coming up to balance on that right side. Once you've found that balance, inhale to prepare, exhale, press your foot forward as you lengthen your leg. Inhale through center. Exhale, open the knee out to the side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press that foot long. Inhale, bring it all the way back through center. Exhale, press it long behind you. We're gonna fly here for a moment. I have a wall here that I'm kicking, so I'm not gonna actually get there with you. And then inhale all the way through center. Open your knee out to the left one more time, and then we're going to take tree pose on this side. So you could touch your toes down to the earth and keep your foot on your ankle here. Maybe you place it up at your calf or reach it all the way up to your thigh, but just careful that you don't press directly on the knee joint. We want to keep that knee joint safe. So either below or above the knee. And once you feel stable and rooted in your tree, you can play with your point of focus. So right now we've got one thing that we're looking on to try to keep us steady and stable, but see what happens if you turn your head to look at something else. Maybe staying in that same plane of vision at first. And then once you feel confident with that, you can play with looking down at the floor or up at the ceiling, which is a little bit more challenging. Knowing that if you fall out of it, you can always come back into the posture just as slowly as you came in. But just working to kind of try to knock ourselves off balance here and see what happens. All right, and then draw your knee back through center, place your foot down next to the other one. Give the hips and the legs a little wiggle shake, you can shake the arms out. And then finding those roots again, planting your feet underneath your hips, maybe closing down your eyes if that was helpful before, just to find those points of contact and find an even balance in your stance. And once you've found that, opening your eyes again, picking a new focal point, something you didn't look at the first time. Start to root down into that left foot as you reach your right foot up, bend into your knee. Come to balance on this side. And once you've got that, inhale, prepare. Exhale, press the foot forward, press the leg long. Inhale through center. Exhale, opening the knee out to the side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press the leg long. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, press that foot behind you, leg is long behind you. Momentary warrior 3. Inhale, back through center. Open your knee back out and then find your tree pose on this side, knowing that it might look completely different from your first side. That's okay. This hip is not the other hip. It's a different hip. And once you've found this tree, you can again play with your gaze. Maybe try something different. Maybe see how quick you can shift your gaze, but still stay rooted. Or maybe fall over and then pick yourself back up. Woo. All right, and then draw your knee back through center. Plant the foot next to the other one. Shake it out, wiggle it out. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then interlace your fingers and bring your hands to the nape of your neck. Just giving a little extra weight to the head here, stretching out the neck. And then let the fingertips fall back down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. And then exhale, we're coming into pigeon here. So left foot comes behind the right wrist. You untuck the back toes. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. This is where you can locate your bolster or pillow that you're using. Place it out in front of you. And if pigeon isn't your jam, you can always take a figure 4 stretch on your back and get similar results. So once you've got your props all set, you can exhale your way forward. Maybe turn one cheek to your bolster. Allow yourself to melt into this support system you've created here for yourself. And we'll stay here in this sleepy pigeon for a little bit longer than what we've been holding our other postures. So allow yourself to soften. Maybe your eyes close. Reconnect with your breath. Notice your thoughts as they come and go. And just settle in. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your torso. You can sort of shift that bolster out of the way. Plant the palms of your hands, tuck your back toes, lift your hips up and back, 3-legged dog. Take a few hip circles on that left side. Maybe you even decide to step that left foot back and behind and flip your dog. Eventually landing back to downward facing dog. Taking a breath. And then coming to pigeon on the other side. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right ankle crosses behind the left wrist. Untuck your back toes. Inhale to sit up. Find some space in the pelvis here. Set up your bolster or pillow on this side. And then exhale, melt your heart forward. Maybe turn your head to one side, maybe the opposite side. Allow the shoulders to just kind of slump forward and be supported by the bolster. And land in your pigeon on this side, maybe noticing it feels a little different from your first side. And close your eyes down. Reconnect with your breath. Allow yourself to slow and soften. Inhale as you root down into your hands, walk them back towards your torso. Get the pillow or bolster out of the way, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, lift your hips up and back, three-legged dog, taking some hip circles or maybe flipping your dog. Eventually landing downward facing dog. And then exhale your way all the way down to your knees. Switch your hips off to the side. Plant your feet. Make sure you've got your props nearby where you're able to reach them. Exhale your way all the way down to your back. And then step your heels in a little bit closer to your pelvis here. Reach your hands down by your sides and see if you can tickle the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And then root down into your arms, the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Reach those hip points high, peek straight up at the ceiling. And then if you have a block, you can use that here or your bolster or pillows, placing that underneath the sacrum. So about an inch below the belt line, usually that kind of flat spot should feel relatively supportive and comfortable once you've landed there. If you're using a pillow, you might want to fold it up a little bit just to give yourself a little more height here. And then you can settle the hips down onto the support of whatever you're using. Flip your palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. And allow yourself to breathe here in this supported bridge pose. You also have an option if you'd like a little bit more space in the front of the hips. You can start to walk your feet out and straighten into your legs. That doesn't feel the best in everybody's low back. I don't love it. It pinches my low back, so I like to keep my knees bent. So if you notice that it pinches at all, I would recommend staying in this bent knee position. Allow your jaw to soften. Let your shoulders melt into your mat. Refocus on your breath and notice where you feel it moving while you're in this more open posture. And then flip your hands so your palms are facing down again, arms down by your sides. Press into your hands, press into your feet, maybe even lift up onto your tiptoes. Remove whatever prop you were using. And very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, lower all the way down to your back. And once you get there, taking a few rounds of breath, just letting your spine reassimilate with the floor. And then hug your left knee in towards your chest. Let your right leg go out long. And then you can hug the left knee in a little bit closer towards that left armpit, opening it out a little bit to that left side. And then exhale, use your right hand to press the left leg across your body, coming into a twist. Left arm can reach out to a T, and you can look over those left fingertips. Inhale your way through center, squeeze the left knee in towards the chest again, bring your right knee up to meet it. Keep a hold of your right leg as your left leg goes out long. Squeeze that right knee a little bit closer to that right armpit. And then exhale, twist the right leg across the body. Right fingertips can reach out to the right as you gaze over to that hand. Inhale through center, hug your right knee, bring your left knee up to meet it, wrap your arms around your legs, draw your forehead to your knees, give yourself a big hug, take an inhale, and as you exhale, let your legs go out long, bring your arms out by your sides, take up as much space as you'd like. You can use pillows or props here to make this your most comfortable Shavasana. Allow yourself to sink in. Jaw can soften. Feet can spill off to the side. And allow yourself this time to rest. Begin to bring awareness back to your breath. Allow fuller inhales, more complete exhales. Bring awareness back to your physical body by inviting small movements into your fingers and toes. Keeping the eyes closed or soft, you can turn your head left and right. And then bend into your knees, let the soles of your feet plant on your mat. Let your knees fall over to one side as you use your bicep as a pillow, taking a few breaths in this fetal position. Extend some gratitude toward yourself for coming to your mat this morning, for allowing some time and space for self-care and community. When you feel ready, use your top hand to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can stay closed or soft. And place one hand over your belly, one hand over your heart. Reconnect. Feel your heartbeat. And we'll close our practice by taking 3 rounds of that Dirga Pranayama together, or that 3-part breath. So exhale to empty the lungs to start. Then taking an inhale from the belly. As you inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. Palms come to touch. Draw your hands through heart center, nestling your thumbs in at the sternum. Bow your chin to your chest. In a bow of gratitude for the excellent, strong, and brilliant things that our minds and our bodies are capable of doing. I thank you all for joining me for practice this morning. Namaste. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the sunshine while it's still here. I know it's supposed to get kind of rainy again. So hopefully you get some time outside before that happens. Everyone's muted. I don't have the power to unmute you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm ready to go back to bed. Happy Saturday.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you. 7 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday. So you can join us on Tuesday nights as well.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.